Welcome to my channel, Glorious English. If you truly want to learn English through emotional stories, this video is for you. Listen slowly, read carefully, and let every line teach you real-life English with real feelings. In today's story, one woman's heart is torn between love, friendship, and truth. What happens when destiny brings back the man she once loved, but in a way she never expected? Stay till the end to feel it and learn beautiful English naturally. My name is Clara. I grew up in a small town where love felt like sunshine after rain. My best friend Lily and I shared everything. Dreams, secrets, even laughter under the same old tree. Then came Ethan, a calm and kind man who joined our college. He was smart, polite, and had a smile that could stop time. I didn't know then, but both Lily and I were falling for the same man. Love is strange. It enters quietly and changes everything before you even notice. Ethan and I started talking after class. He helped me with my art projects, and I helped him with essays. Our friendship grew fast. He often said, "You see the world differently, Clara." Those words stayed in my heart. One evening, we walked home in the rain, sharing an umbrella. His hand brushed mine, and everything around me disappeared. That night, I couldn't sleep. I didn't know what this feeling was called in English, but now I know it was love. Lily soon noticed. "You like him, don't you?" she asked one morning, smiling. I didn't answer, just laughed. She didn't wait. She began meeting Ethan often. I told myself it didn't matter, but each time I saw them together, my heart felt heavier. Sometimes in English we say, jealousy is a quiet fire. I understood that now. I started avoiding them, pretending I was busy, but every step away made me feel more alone. Weeks later, Lily came running to me. "Clara, Ethan proposed to me." Her eyes sparkled. I froze. The world blurred for a second. My lips smiled, but my heart cracked. I hugged her tightly and whispered, "I'm happy for you." And that was the biggest lie of my life. That night, I cried quietly, whispering, "Why didn't he choose me?" Love had turned into violence. I learned another English phrase that day. To break a heart softly. Their wedding came soon. The church was full of lights and laughter. I stood beside Lily as her maid of honor. Ethan looked handsome in a grey suit, but when his eyes met mine, I saw something, a shadow of pain. During the ceremony, he dropped the ring for a second, and our eyes locked. It lasted only a moment, but it said everything words never could. I smiled through tears and told myself, he is gone. "Clara, let him go." After their marriage, I moved to another city. I found work in a small cafe and tried to forget everything. I made new friends and painted again. Life was peaceful. Until one rainy evening, a familiar voice said, "2 coffees, please." I looked up. It was Ethan. My heart stopped. He smiled faintly. "Still love the rain, huh?" I forced a smile. The past I had buried had just walked back into my life, wearing the same sad eyes. We sat down after closing time. He said, "Lily and I moved here a year ago." His tone was heavy. "She's busy with work, and we hardly talk." I didn't know what to say. He looked at me and whispered, "You were my peace, Clara." My heart trembled. But I stood up and said, "Ethan, please don't," in English. When someone fights their feelings, we say holding back tears. That's what I did that night. I held back everything. Days passed, and Ethan kept visiting the cafe, sometimes for coffee, sometimes just to talk. We laughed again, but it felt dangerous, like standing close to fire. One evening, Lily came by. She smiled, unaware of the storm between us. "You're lucky to have a loyal friend," she said to Ethan. My heart sank. Her words felt like a knife made of kindness. That night, I stared at my reflection and whispered, "What are you becoming, Clara?" A week later, Lily invited me for dinner. The house looked warm, full of photos of their smiles. But when Ethan opened the door, his face looked tired. During dinner, Lily talked about their fights. "He's distant these days," she said. I tried to change the topic, but she looked at me and said, "Sometimes I wonder if he still loves me." I looked down at my plate, unable to breathe. I realized I wasn't just hurting. I was part of their pain. That night, I made a decision. I wrote a letter to Ethan and left it at his door. It said, "We both loved wrong. Go fix what's right." The next morning, he didn't come to the cafe. I cried quietly, but felt lighter. Sometimes love means walking away, not staying. In English, we say letting go is also love. I understood those words deeply that morning when I saw the empty chair he once sat in. Months passed. I stopped expecting him. I focused on my art again, painting faces from memory. One afternoon, a woman entered my cafe. It was Lily. Her eyes looked softer, calmer. "You left without a word," she said. "Ethan told me everything." My heart raced. She smiled faintly. "You saved my marriage, Clara." I stood frozen. She hugged me and whispered, "He changed after your letter. He's trying to love me again." My tears finally fell. Not from pain, but from peace. Time healed what distance couldn't. I started teaching art to children. Life felt gentle again. One day, I received a small package. Inside was a painting. It showed a woman standing under an umbrella. Below it, Ethan had written, "You were the light I could never forget." I smiled through tears and said softly, "Goodbye, Ethan." Sometimes love doesn't stay forever. It just teaches us who we really are. Years later, I returned to our old town for Lily's art exhibition. She looked happy, confident. Ethan stood beside her, older but peaceful. When he saw me, he smiled kindly. There was no pain now, only gratitude. After the event, Lily said, "You'll always be part of our story." I nodded. In English, we say some hearts meet once and never forget. That night, I walked alone under the stars, feeling free at last. I now own a small art school. Sometimes my students ask, "Miss Clara, do you believe in true love?" I smile and say, "Yes." But true love isn't always about being together. It's about wishing someone peace, even when you're not part of it. When I say that, I remember Ethan's eyes from years ago. Full of love, full of goodbye. Love taught me more than books ever did. It taught me how to heal, forgive, and still believe in hope. Every evening, when the sun sets behind my classroom window, I whisper, "Thank you for loving me once." My heart no longer hurts. It remembers. Life goes on. And so does love. In new shapes, new smiles, and new chances. If you're learning English like me, remember this phrase. The past can break you or build you. For me, it built me. Love didn't end my story. It began it. With courage, forgiveness, and peace in my heart forever. Thank you for watching Glorious English. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, comment, and share it with your friends. Subscribe for more emotional stories that help you learn English through feelings and real-life words. Remember, every story teaches, every emotion speaks. See you in the next video.